Here's a quick recap of today's price action. This is going to become very important throughout the rest of the recap today, but as you can see, unmitigated bearish for value gaps above and sell side liquidity below. If price wants to draw towards sell side liquidity, I see no reason to be shorting prior to mitigating these high time frame gaps to take us lower. Now, right at market open, we sweep internal buy side inside of a 5-minute bearish for value gap, and I was not looking to take a short here because as you can see, we have this unmitigated 1-hour bearish for value gap above, and also this 5-minute was created from absolutely nothing. It was not created from high time frame manipulation. Therefore, I do not want to be using it to catch high time frame distribution lower. Now, after that, we end up sweeping internal sell side and we start displacing higher where we now have a 5-minute bearish gap. So if this gets disrespected, I'm actually very open to taking a long position by identifying that the current draw on liquidity is likely going to be higher to this unmitigated 1-hour bearish for value gap, because even if price wants to go lower, I want to see this play out to the 1-hour unmitigated bearish to then continue the overall distribution lower. And that 5-minute never ended up getting disrespected, therefore I did not take a position long there. As you can see, it gets respected, and then we end up getting a continuation setup here. The reason why I faded this is because this is only delivering from a 5-minute bearish for value gap, which was created off of another 5-minute bearish for value gap, which was not created off of high time frame manipulation. There is no high time frame manipulation here to constitute high time frame distribution. These PDAs are essentially irrelevant. And then as you can see, this setup does end up playing the full take profit here. I just don't care. This is not a probable setup for me. If you took this and you had conviction in the DOL being lower and you are okay with disregarding a 1-hour unmitigated fair value gap at your stop loss and a ton of other high time frame unmitigated gaps at your stop loss, then I guess so be it. Personally, I've taken trades like this in the future, and the reason why I don't is because I consistently get wrecked. If there is no reason for the high time frame to distribute, then I do not want to be looking for a continuation. And then as you can see, after the short ends up taking the major sell side liquidity, we end up creating a 5-minute bearish for value gap. And then on the lower time frame, we end up getting very nice AMD here, where we accumulate, we then manipulate higher into the 5-minute bearish gap and get an inversion here. But why am I not taking this? There is two main reasons. First of all, as I've said before, this 5-minute bearish for value gap is pretty much inconsequential, as it is not created from high time frame manipulation. And additionally, you are also just trying to take a continuation short when we've already swept major sell side liquidity objectives. It just doesn't make sense. So pretty much the moral of the day here is that we completely lacked high time frame manipulation. Therefore, it was hard for me to find high probability within any of these trades. And with that being said, it's completely fine for me to sit on my hands. I saw that a couple people took, especially this 5-minute continuation right here with the 2-minute IFVG. I did not like that setup whatsoever. If you took it, good for you. Not a setup that I am ever going to be taking. I really did not like that setup at all. But I guess if you had a ton of conviction, props to you, especially if you just accepted the risk. But I personally did not whatsoever. So I hope you guys learned something from the video, and drop a comment below and let me know if you took any trades today.